House of the Dragon just wrapped up recently, and we're already hit with separation anxiety, especially with what happened during the finale. But alas, we'll have to wait for at least 2 more years to see the second season. While waiting, let us present to you the most significant new characters to expect in House of the Dragon Season 2, and more. So make sure to keep watching if you don't want to miss out. The second season of House of the Dragon will raise the stakes in the Targaryen civil war, and both the Blacks and the Greens require a lot of assistance. New characters that will play significant roles in the Targaryen civil war, known as the Dance of the Dragons, will be introduced in House of the Dragon Season 2's storyline. Both the Greens and the Blacks have started to organize their armies in the House of the Dragon Season 1 finale to support their respective monarchs' claim. Season 2 will, however, broaden the scope of the fight and its victims due to a deadly error made by Aemond Targaryen. So who's who in joining which house? First, we have Cragen Stark. Cragen Stark, the Lord of Winterfell and the leader of House Stark in Game of Thrones, is the ancestor of the Stark family and one of Team Black's most potent allies during the Dance of the Dragons. In the 10th episode of Season 1 of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra sends Jacaerys and his dragon Vermax to Winterfell to win Cregan's support for her royal ambitions. In the Fire and Blood novel by George R.R. Martin, Cregan and Jacaerys form a close connection that earns House Stark's loyalty to Rhaenyra. At Winterfell, Jacaerys and Cregan sign the Pact of Ice and Fire, which stipulates that Rickon Stark, Cregan's firstborn son and the heir to Winterfell, will marry Jacaerys' firstborn daughter, a Targaryen princess. However, the marriage of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark in Game of Thrones ultimately brings about the fulfillment of the Pact of Ice and Fire that was intended to be made between Jacaerys and Cregan. The Song of Ice and Fire's prophecy is also fulfilled in Game of Thrones thanks to the Pact of Ice and Fire, which gives birth to the prince and princess that was promised, Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, who together defeat the White Walkers. Then we have Simon Strong. Simon Strong is the great-uncle of Larys Strong, the late Lord of Harrenhal, and his brother Harwin, as well as the late Lionel Strong, the Hand of the King. Given that Larys Strong is single, has no living siblings, and is childless, Simon Strong will be the next in line to inherit Harrenhal. Simon is living in Harrenhal as its castellan at the conclusion of Season 1 of House of the Dragon, while Larys is residing in King's Landing. Harrenhal has a reputation for being cruel to its ruling houses. Harrenhal is rumored to be cursed because of its constant change of lords. Each family or person who resides in and controls Harrenhal meets a horrific demise. Harrenhal was torched by Balerion, the Black Dread, during Aegon's conquest. Being the protector of Harrenhal in Larys' absence, Simon Strong is not exempt from the curse. His undeclared allegiances will be crucial to the Blacks' plan in Season 2 of House of the Dragon because Harrenhal is their next target for conquest. Next, we have Blood and Cheese. Daemon recruits Blood, a former city watch sergeant, and Cheese, a rat catcher in the Red Keep, via the White Worm, Marasria, to exact revenge on Lucerys Valerion's demise at the end of House of the Dragon Season 1. Daemon sends Blood and Cheese via the covert tunnels of the Red Keep to exact his vengeance after making a vow to Rhaenyra that he would take a son for a son. The victory of Blood and Cheese evens the score for the Blacks and Greens, but it intensifies the conflict and obliterates all remaining chances for peace. It's interesting to note that although Rhaenys' escape on Melis in Episode 9 likely provides the solution to Helena's earlier conundrum, some people believe Blood and Cheese is still relevant. Helena's prediction would be tragic if they turned out to be the animals hidden behind the boards. Then, we have Hugh Hammer and Ulf White. One of the men who respond to Prince Jacaerys Valerion's plea for dragon riders following the death of a few dragons and dragon riders on Team Black is Hugh Hammer, a with Valyrian blood who lives on Dragonstone. Hugh successfully captures Vermithor, the late King Jaehaerys' dragon, out of the men who attempt to saddle the 6 riderless dragons at Dragonstone, many of whom perish attempting. With HBO confirming that Vermithor is the dragon Daemon sings to in the House of the Dragon Season 1 finale, viewers have already had a glimpse of his size and ferocity and may expect to see the dragon and its rider engaged in combat in Season 2. Hugh Hammer's counterpart on Dragonstone, Ulf White, is a buffoon with Valyrian ancestry who responds to Jacaerys' plea for dragon riders. He takes control of the late Queen Alysanne's dragon, Silverwing, and battles alongside his other dragon riders. Hugh and Ulf are both known to have Valyrian blood from either the Targaryen or Valyrian ancestry, making them suitable dragon riders even though their exact ancestries are unknown. Hugh and Ulf both got themselves last names based on their reputations because they were Hugh, formerly known as Hugh the Hammer, was raised by a blacksmith and is powerful enough to twist steel with just his hands. The white hair on Ulf White, previously Ulf the White, is a defining characteristic of the Targaryens and Valyrians. And then we also have Adam and Alan of Hull. In House of the Dragon, Adam and Alan of Hull, brothers and sons of Valyrian blood, are among the men who respond to Jacaerys' call for dragon riders. While Alan is unable to mount Sheep Stealer and never becomes a dragon rider in his lifetime, Adam is successful in claiming Sea Smoke, the former dragon of Laenor. Although Laenor Velaryon is listed as the father of Adam and Alan by their mother, it's more likely that Corlys Velaryon is the biological father of the two children. When Corlys eventually asks Rhaenyra to legalize Adam and Alan, she gives them the names Adam and Alan Velaryon. Lucerys Velaryon's passing leaves Adam as Corlys' heir and the rightful owner of Driftmark. Eventually, Adam's unflinching devotion to Rhaenyra Targaryen comes to define him. Are you getting overwhelmed with the number of characters that will most likely make an appearance next season? Prepare yourselves, because there's more where that came from. In House of the Dragon Season 2, we'll also most likely see the debut of Nettles. After Alan of Hull makes an unsuccessful attempt to claim Sheepstealer, Nettles, a young girl on Dragonstone, successfully bonds with the dragon and takes it as her mount. Nettles' family history is unknown, just like that of Hugh Hammer and Ulf White. Still, given her prowess on a dragon, it's believed that she's of Valyrian origin and maybe a few generations distant from her progenitor. Nettles is a devoted warrior for the Black people, but she's also thought to be more than just a devoted follower of the king consort Daemon Targaryen, and her debut in Season 2 of House of the Dragon could undermine Rhaenyra and Daemon's relationship. Also, we'll most likely see the addition of a new Hightower among the characters once Aemond Hightower makes his appearance. Aemond Hightower, the Lord of the Hightower in House of the Dragon, is Otto Hightower's nephew and Queen Alicent's cousin. During the Dance of the Dragons, he leads his army into battle to defend his cousin and her boys. With Aemond's debut in the House of the Dragon Season 2, the Hightower's participation in the Targaryen Civil War will receive more attention. Moving forward, another character we may see in Season 2 is Elmo Tully. Daemon is focused on the Riverlands since they control the direction of the conflict. Rhaenyra objects, citing Lord Grover Tully of Riverrun's erratic behavior to the Maester's previous Raven delivery. Ser Elmo Tully, Grover's magnificent grandson, who will lead the charge for Rhaenyra, can appear along with Grover. This would be a fantastic showing for House Tully, who Edmure Tully underrepresented during Game of Thrones, and would allow more people to be brave and honorable than the Blackfish or Catelyn. The Tullys should be included for the amusing reason that they all have Sesame Street character names, including Elmo's twin sons, Kermit and Oscar. And finally, we have Dalton Greyjoy. Many aristocratic houses in Westeros, notably House Greyjoy of the Iron Islands, find great heroes in the Dance of the Dragons. Dalton Greyjoy, also known as the Red Kraken, a ferocious and murderous warrior cherished in his family's stories following the dance, is leading their house at this time. Both the Greens and the Blacks will be interested in him and the Ironborn fleets, while the latter just wants Dalton to do what he does best: kill. The former will need to expand the Lannister fleet to compete with Corlys Velaryons. It appears likely that Dalton will be introduced in Season 2, and it'll be interesting to consider how he relates to violent characters like Daemon and Criston Cole. And that's every character we think we'll be seeing in House of the Dragon Season 2. Did we miss anyone? Let us know in the comments section below. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.